As you approach the loading platform, please note that it is divided into two distinct zones. The area with handrails is the loading zone.
Kilimanjaro Safaris para seguridad de los invitados, manténganse Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, did you know
Safety reminder, please make sure that we keep our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times so that we remain fully seated throughout our entire journey today. If you take a look above your head, we have an animal spotting guide. You can use that animal spotting guide to help me spot some animals out here on the reserve. I can't promise that we're going to see all of them, but I usually have some pretty good luck. Reserve, the word Harambe means come together. So we're going to see how these animals live and exist together in their environment. Our first stop here is going to be the little Aturi forest. Animals in here tend to be shy. They like to use camouflage to blend in with their environment, but we're going to see what we can find today. You can see the bongo coming up on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, that is legs that make them look like they're related to the zebra, but they are not. They're actually related to the giraffe. They have long prehensile tongues that they use to grab vegetation. Their tongues are so long. If you're able to spot the bongo, consider yourself pretty lucky. They have a nickname of the ghost of the forest because of how rare they are to spot in the wild. Their antlers are angled backward quickly. So the visual copies there on that right-hand side as well. Up there on those in the trees, up at where those bushes are on that right-hand side, that's the saddle-billed stork. Inside, we have the black rhino. They're high up on that left-hand side. Black rhino is the smallest rhino in Africa. They weigh 3,000 pounds. Rhinos are poached or hunted for their horns. Some people believe that they have medicinal value, but they do not. Their horns are not valuable at all. In fact, they're made out of keratin. And keratin on the left-hand side, just up ahead here, kind of hiding in that shady area. The greater kudu is one of the tallest antelopes in Africa, but the second tallest antelope here, they're in the bovine family. Excuse me, not bovine family. My bad, I'm getting ahead of myself. They're the second tallest antelope here, and they stand about 55 inches tall at the shoulder. And they can leave the tree forest, but we're on our way to the Safi River. Animals in this area like to hang out in and around the water. Coming up here on the right, these animals are colonial nesters and they'll nest between 20 and 500 pairs. That's a group of 40 to 1,000 pink-backed pelicans. There's a hippo, it's a Nile hippopotamus. They're like almost completely submerged into that water back there. Let's see. To avoid overheating, but they will come out to graze. They're all the way on the left-hand side and they're way back by the waterfall. Way back there. And we're going to be up here on the Nile crocodile. The crocodile can eat half of its body weight in one sitting, and they can go months without eating if food is scarce. Mother and father crocodiles are great parents. They'll gently roll their eggs in their mouth. Softens their shell and it makes it easier for their baby. And it's home to Africa's most well-known animals such as zebras and giraffes. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that we'll be able to spot some today. But as we're kind of heading down this hill up ahead, we have a pretty good view of what's going down there in the savannah. If you want to use that animal spotting guide to help me spot some animals out here on the reserve. Get a view over here on that right hand side. See some zebras up ahead. There's a couple of baby zebras. So yeah, we'll get a pretty good view of them. So Herman's mountain zebras are the only type of zebra with a dual lap, with a little flap of skin underneath their neck. It aids in blood circulation, helps keep them cool on hot days. Their gestation period is about a year, and the babies are able to memorize or imprint who their mom is. If you're wondering if a zebra is black with white stripes or white with black. Passing through some termite mounds here. These termite mounds are made out of dirt, dung, and saliva. When they get hard enough, animals like elephants can use them as a scratching post. I'm going to pass by some more giraffes up here. A group of giraffe is called a tit for the same number of neck bones or vertebrae in their necks as we do in ours. Theirs is just bigger.
Probably even closer. Yeah, where it's going to be walking up here.
Pretty good view there on that left hand side as well. In groups of 1.5 million every year, and they'll go about 500 to 1,000 miles. During their great migration, they can kick up so to run 15 minutes after they're born. See some horns sticking out on that right side. They're kind of high. Let's see, I'll pull up a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. Those horns can grow about 3 to 4 feet in length, and they're filled with a honeycomb-like structure inside. It allows for blood circulation, helps keep them cool. Elephants will flap their ears to stay cool. It runs air over the blood vessels that they have in their ears, and that's how they stay cool on hot days. Really incredible view right there. Elephants are social creatures. The female and their young will hang out in large groups together, and the males can form a loose bachelor group. Have another baobab tree here on that left-hand side. Baobab's out of the year. They have a couple different nicknames. One is the upside down tree, and the other one you might be familiar with. It's the tree of life. Coming up here on a group of flamingos. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. So we have a flamboyance of flamingos here. These particular flamingos are the greater flamingo species. They're the lightest colored flamingo in their family. They get their color from the brine shrimp that they eat. Over time, it turns their feathers pink. Mud to cool off, and they'll coat their skin in the mud to act as a natural sun protectant, sort of like how we use sunscreen. Elephants will do something very similar to actually fling dirt on their backs to protect themselves from the sun. Shows how important it is to protect ourselves outside in these environments, wearing lots of sunscreen, hats, sunglasses, drinking lots of water, staying hydrated, super important. That shaded area, way back there, you might be able to see their tails kind of flicking around back there. They are the fastest land animal. They can run at speeds of 60 miles an hour. They have 2 black marks on their face. Those black marks are called tear marks. They benefit cheetahs because they reflect the sun, sort of like how football players have the black marks on their face. Same kind of concept. Helps them out because they're daytime hunters. Cheetahs do not roar. Instead of roaring, they meow and they purr. And their claws are not for giraffes that jet out from the savannas. Run at 35 miles an hour. These are the white rhinos. White rhinos weigh about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. And the way to tell the difference between them and the black rhinos that we saw in the beginning of our journey there is by the shape of their mouth. Black rhinos have a more V-shaped or pointed mouth, and the white rhinos have a wide mouth. The original word for white rhino side. Oh, pretty good view of them too. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animals, and they're on the left. Facing out for protection. Warthogs are also really fast. They can run at 35 miles an hour. So if you're on the ostriches as well, they have wings, but they do not fly. They actually use those wings for balance. Comes in handy because ostriches can run at 40 miles an hour. A really good view there, and on the right hand side as well.
Oh, he's coming. He's following you. I told you he was looking right at you. He's like, looks like pretty good with the red picture.
Really good view there on that right hand.
Last time we came, they were all hiding.
Local nature center or conservation organization, or even joining a local beach or river cleanup. Some more simple ways to help out at home include turning off the water while you brush your teeth, or using reusable water bottles instead of disposable ones. Those small changes really add up and make a big difference. On behalf of Kilimanjaro Safaris, my name is Selena, and it was an honor to be your safari guide here today. I hope that you were able to see the importance of these animals and the environments that they live in. In the reserve, I'd like to say goodbye, but goodbyes are far too sad and far too final. So we'll leave you with this Swahili word, Kwaherini, and Kwaherini means to go well, the intentions of seeing each other again one day. So Kwaherini, my friends, you're dropping you off right around the bend here. Another word that I like to say here is asante, sana, and that means thank you. So thank you so much for your patience today with those rhinos. If you have any wilderness explorers on board, your secret code today is Simba 1.